Hey everybody, this is Dr. Daniel Lehman. We are coming to you from Pandemic Tuesday, 8, 9, or 10, depending on where you are. And at the clinic today, the phones were just ringing off the hook. So many people are struggling. Anxiety, depression, ADHD, bipolar disorder, the addictions seem to be worse than ever. There's this one statistic I read early on that for every percentage point unemployment goes up, opiate addiction goes up 3.5%. And it's like, oh my goodness, because unemployment's gone from literally 3%, now it's to 20%. And we have to guard our minds. And it reminded me of the theme I wrote in this book, Feel Better Fast and Make It Last. It should have come out now because it's so perfect for this time. Because it's based on this idea, what can I do to feel better now and later versus now, but not later. And I know many people having to deal with the kids and homeschooling, and you never get a break. And, you know, when it comes to 8 o'clock at night, one way people are staying socially connected, they're actually having wine parties on Zoom just to wind down. Now, that may not be in your best interest. As we've talked about, alcohol is not a health food. Yes, it can make you feel better now, but later it interferes with sleep. It can disrupt your microbiome. It makes your brain smaller over time if you drink too much. I think you have to be very careful. Excuse me. As I get ready for my dad's memorial, hanging out with too many people, this could be trouble. But one of the things I'm responsible for in my dad's memorial is the service. And, you know, with my last name, I always joke I was going to be a priest, but with my last name, Father Amen, I'm like, nobody would have believed that. But I had my 6 siblings and cousins send me their pictures, and my team and I were going to put them together for Sunday. And pictures immediately trigger emotion. And you can use that in a positive way. Now, I've also been talking to you and writing about good grief, that grief can be good or it can be bad depending on how you discipline your mind. And I'm working really hard to have good grief. And I know, for example, if I need to cry, well, I have my dad's voicemails on my phone. And I'll just sit and play them, and it'll make me cry. Or working on the poem I wrote for him, which is really my way of doing his eulogy. Oh, just sit there and cry. But what I want to talk to you about tonight is one thing that can help you feel better fast. In my book, Feel Better Fast and Make It Last, there's 100 things you can do to feel better fast that'll make it last. Well, tonight I just want to talk about one. And I want to talk about what you look at. So vision is so important. Your vision is so important that your brain, those 100 billion neurons, 30% of them are dedicated to vision. So it's really important. And whenever you see something, whenever you look at something, it triggers either something great or perhaps something terrible. And one of the strategies in Feel Better Fast and Make It Last is, I call it the ultimate brain-based therapy. It's flood all 5 of your senses at once with happiness. But tonight we're just going to talk about vision. Soothing images, this is from chapter 1 of the book, can impact your mood. Images of nature and fractals, never-ending patterns, think like the inside of a shell, can soothe stress. In one study, people who looked at real plants or even posters of plants experienced less stress while waiting for medical procedures. And it's been so much fun for me to get my dad's best pictures. And he posted, I mean, he's 90 years old. He's posting on Facebook. He posts his flowers. He was a master gardener. He posts sunsets. He's an avid photographer. He posts pictures of his dogs. He loves Mr. Vinny, which is a Cavalier Spaniel. I love Cavaliers. And when his other dog died about 3 years ago, he was so sad. And I got Mr. Vinny for him, which made him just so happy. And that made me happy that I could help him be happy. Loves dogs. Posts pictures of his grandchildren. He loved his grandchildren. And I've already told you, I've been in trouble with some of my siblings and my nieces and nephews because I don't say everything was wonderful, because quite frankly, everything wasn't wonderful. And you can't have good grief without truth. Now, the truth is, the last couple of years of his life was my best friend, along with my wife. I mean, they're my 2 best friends. And I loved him passionately. But let's tell the truth. He was hard. He was brutal. Sometimes when we were growing up. And my mom confirmed the story of when we were young, we had a goat, Sugar. Beautiful, white, sweet, friendly, liked the bark on my dad's trees. And one day, Sugar was gone. And they made shish kebab out of Sugar. And the children knew this. This was terrible. Anyways, the whole point is pictures matter. What you look at matters. And I think for him, being a gardener and planting his plants and rose bushes and gardenias and all sorts of things I don't know the names to, he loved beautiful things. He knew that when he would look at a plant, or he could look at a sunset, or he'd look at one of his kids or one of his grandkids, it just made him happy. So what can you look at to help you feel better fast? So for me, on my phone, I'm talking to you on my phone, so I can't show you, I have my favorites. And they're just these breathtaking moments in my life that I just love. One of them is my grandson, Elias, blowing on dry ice, and the smoke's going everywhere. And the part I love is he's laughing. And so all 5 of my grandchildren, I have very special pictures, and very special pictures of each of the kids and special moments in my life. And so if I need to feel better fast, I let my mind go there. I use 30% of my brain, my vision, and I focus on what I love rather than what I don't love. And that will just help you so much. I really want you to think about it for all 5 of your senses. What can you smell that is amazing, like a gardenia or a rose? What can you listen to? And for me, even though it's bittersweet listening to his voicemails, it's still sweet. And, when you lose someone you love, feel the sadness, feel the loss, but also feel them living through you. So even though my dad died, he lives on through so many of us. So smell, taste, touch. I remember when he died, and the last year, my dad was not affectionate. He just wasn't, but I am. So I must have gotten that part from my mother. But I would hold his hand, rub his back. I'd always kiss him on the top of his head when I would leave, even if it made him uncomfortable, because I'm like, someday you're not going to be here. And now someday is here. Anyways, the one thing for tonight is make sure what you're looking at serves your mental health and doesn't hurt your mental health. Get a special folder on your phone of pictures that drive happiness. That will help you so much. I hope you have an awesome night. I'll see you soon.